Hello. Welcome to Mystic Moons. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever time this may catch you. Today, I want to thank everyone for joining in this political discussion, this condition, this feeling that we have about the USA. A couple days ago, I was out and about in a small city, and a group of high schoolers decided to cut class and get out on the streets and march for ICE. Now, everyone's heard all the news of people getting killed, battered, and even having soldiers with all their weapons knock or bang or anything they could to get into, to speak to anyone who was inside their home, apartment, workplace, all sorts of things. And we do know that a lot of people are agitated. And some of us think that, oh, well, it's towards the immigrants, right? Okay. Now, for others of us, it doesn't exactly sound grammatically correct, but we do know that a lot of things is for the children, it's for this, it's for that, but it's really for something else. Something in our stomachs feels queasy about having military, U.S. military, Army, Navy, Marines, with weapons. Now, we have been in foreign countries, many of us have, other places, of which military was a strong presence on the streets, the banks, the highways, the roadways, the crossroads. And it always seems kind of unsettling. It doesn't give you a comfortable feeling, right? Well, it's not meant to. It's not meant to. So today we're not ever going to get a straight answer from anyone who's employed. So we have to be strong among us, and we are strong among us. We have to go for the essence, the spirit of the earth and the heavens above us to find out what the channeling, the frequency wave, the spirits are telling us. Hello. They're telling us about what is going on. Now, in a country that was built on revolution, built on carnage from the indigenous people who had this land before colonialists discovered, a new world. There's nothing new when the earth is for almost 5 billion years old. There's nothing new. It's just that you haven't just got out of the cradle and noticed something that was not in your playpen. And without going into the history of the Americas, or the USA in particular, we all have been saturated in this country, Americans have, with the melting pots terminology. You come into this country, wherever you came from, and this was your new home. Well, okay, let's get beyond that for a moment. Let's get beyond the fact that a lot of people came to this country and they didn't go through the hassles like during COVID. You had to do this, you had to do that. Boom, 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 boom. You couldn't even walk without having Band-Aids all over you, right? You needed people to show you how to walk, make sure, it was really, really a beta testing for inhumanity, and it was for all sorts of altruistic and complicated reasons. But no matter what the reasons were, we're not talking about that today. We're talking about ICE, and ICE in so-called illegal immigration, right? Illegal immigration. Now, just as this smoke is calling upon the spirits above, spirits within you, spirits within me, and spirits all around the heavens. Now, the earth energy is a strange, beautiful type of energy. It doesn't lie. It has nothing to gain because the natural processes of this live world that we coexist on is something for all of us. Now, we're very tribal and we're xenophobic. We know we can't stand each other if we don't speak the same language, look the same, dress the same, the Three Stooges. We have to always have similarities, so they say. And then these similarities that we make our tribal grunts, well, we all know that we've been lied to. No matter what country you come from, and what is there, 132, 150 countries in this planet that we call them countries. And we each have this lineage, each of us, about where, whom, why, and blah, blah, blah. But underneath all that rug of shag rug, the shag rug that has a couple inches to it, but above all that, we know that you could give the rug a good shake and you can take it away. And then we're faced with something else. We're faced with do any of us, in any country where we come from, know our actual history, or our actual beginnings, however we want to phrase that word. And we do know one thing. We all rely on a certain tone, right? We're very complicated, and we've been dumbed down. The United States people are like one of the broadcasters of being stupid. In terms of everyone thinks that we are dumb, and we are treated dumb, and many of us are dumb, but many of us aren't dumb, stupid, dumbed, deaf, dumb, and blind. The three little monkeys: see no evil, speak no evil, and hear no evil. Now that also comes to find out you're not reading, you're not understanding, and you're just, what does it leave you to do if you see, speak, or hear no evil? Now, what could be evil? Well, that's a question. Now, we do know in the United States with Jeffrey Epstein and whomever else, the list is endless, that we do have a lot of strange things going on or acting out. And we kind of like slam other countries for their barbarism and savageries and rituals. But who does? For someone in some country that does a lot of like stuff like that, the finger never points in the mirror. However, now we're faced with ice. The question we're going to ask these spirits all around us, even those that don't feel like answering us, or don't feel like, what do they have to gain by giving us a clarity, a reason to say, they haven't what? But then again, this program, ice, you know what ice is? Ice is it's ICE is U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Customs is a strange word, isn't it? Customs, habits. And basically that's the xenophobia part about it, in a way. And then when you're saying customs, it comes to the word, what is an American? What is an American? What is American? What? French fries, hot dogs, hamburgers, red, white, and blue, marching to loud European music. What is it? What is America? I don't think we actually know anymore. I mean, before, okay, so we're like arrogant. We're like my way or the highway type of thing. You do it. Well, you do jump when I say jumping, or you say how high. This is are we pirates? I mean, what are we anymore? What is America? Is this what we want? Military? A president once said, I think it was Eisenhower, beware of the military-industrial complex. He did himself, as a general, he did himself quite a service in that field, I'll put it that way. A lot of it has been hidden, a lot of it's been speculated, and it wasn't exactly tiptoe through the tulips. It wasn't. And I'm not saying war is a happy-go-lucky thing, but sometimes you can make wise decisions and sometimes you make unwise decisions. We're not here to talk about Eisenhower per se. We're here to talk about ICE being the doorway to the police state. They have what the thing about right now the United States government is in a partial shutdown. We just finished 43 days of total shutdown, but now we're in a phase starting a few days ago of partial shutdown. Now, what is that shutdown all about? Well, it is, in case you didn't know, it affects transportation, FEMA. That's the federal. If something happens, like if the earthquakes happen on the West Coast or the central New York, central United States, the central states, the Coast Guard. Now I wonder if this Coast Guard thing does it affect the submarines that are coming around or monitoring? I mean, they're working without pay. They're doing this. They're doing that. It also calls the SS, the Secret Service. Now, the Secret Service. And it also ICE and U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It's a lot of stuff. And the main thing is being held up is because one side of our legislation wants to be the people to have more courtesy. ICE, members of ICE, they want to stop the hoods on the head, the anonymity. No, not showing this, not doing that. They want cameras. They want to have a paper trail. They want to have a trail. They want to have an openness. And the Trump administration seems to think that, well, that's not the way to do things. Thank you for the likes. That's not the way to do things. It's not the way to do. Well, how do you feel if somebody was to knock a bunch of guys knocking on your door with with masks, and they didn't have any ID, and they have weapons? Now that would make you pay. That would make you urinate your pants. That would make you shit your pants, right? Right. Because not many of us have been out in such a hostile environment. Now, okay. So as a national, as a citizen, there's a lot of things that are like effed up, right? And to be more discourteous and to be violent towards people, that's a human thing. We all do that to some extent. And we have to like get beyond this to get to a more suitable cosmic way. Because we are on the threshold, not on the threshold, we are integrating ourselves into the universe. Constantly. And now we're closer and closer and closer and closer to, actually, I think we've already had disclosure. Our president, Donald Trump, said he was going to give disclosure about life from other planets. Other planetary beings are going to say, hey, we've been here and we are here and we're doing things here and more, they're coming. They're already here. Now, we all do know about cloaking. You know what cloaking is. Cloaking is you can't see. Our poor little blind eyes, human animal eyes, can't see that much. And so many other beings from other planets have been taking advantage of that one element that we're capable of. And we have other elements too. And they've been exploiting that. And then our governments, our leaders have been saying things, for at least in our current regimes, that you have to look to them for the answers. Of course, we're so harassed, plagued, the tension is so great that we go, okay, we'll let you interpret the language to us. However, we do give off frequency, we do give off energy. All of us do. You can look at somebody and tell them if they have a good energy or bad energy. When somebody's gaslighting you, somebody's tripping you, or somebody's like praising you, you could tell. But you're waiting for somebody else to say, hey, he likes you, she likes you, or she hates you. Well, they hate us. Or they do this or they do that. They're ripping you off. We don't need interpretation. We need values. Right? Values. And this is what, do you value democracy? People? Let's see now. Let's take this card. Is is ice, the threshold, the doorway, the opening to the American police state. Yeah, I mean, just imagine yourself. Okay, now about immigration. Now, we all know immigration is, well, we know a lot of politicians, they receive foreign kickbacks, foreign money for their campaigns. And a lot of these, I've seen myself, that like you hire people from different countries to do things that your own countrymen can do quite easily, and you do not get the job because it's already been farmed out to the donor who gave a whole bunch of money so his countrymen could have a job, HB1 or V1 immigration, right? Those two visas are, even though HB1 or H1B, what is it, HB1? Well, that has been clipped, but they haven't clipped the V1 immigration visa. Hasn't been clipped yet. So, they don't tell you the whole story. All right, now let's see. The question is this ice? This one's speaking to me. Ice. Let's see now. All right. Now, this may be, let's see. It's something that people feel very strongly or unstrongly or whatever. But this late hour, well, this is something that I think we should just kick off there, especially since it's a discussion that is going around the 3D world. The 3D world. And how are we to see how the spirits are turning this towards us? Are we going towards a police state? Of the American police state. Now that we did the Americans gave up democracy, and democracy is like more or less a word. All words are words, right? They give you certain type of sound, certain type of light energy. They give you feelings, right? Feelings. Thank you for the likes. And let's wait a minute. Let's see. Let's see. This one. Maybe we'll take both of these. Okay. Do it this way. All right. So let's see. The first card we got, the Hermit. The Hermit. The Hermit. The police state. Well, the police state is there to make everyone feel separate, everyone to feel a certain way, everyone to feel alone and vulnerable. Alone and vulnerable. So we have here the Hermit. And there's no unity in the Hermit, right? Even this particular Hermit with, Father Time, the weapon, the whole thing. It's like, this is not a very good way to be. It's aloneness. It is. It's not happy. It's not happy. Next one we got, the Six of Swords. We have the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords often could be a group of people on a mission. And we could even take, thank you for the hearts, we can even take this person and these weapons, these air weapons, these communications. You can take it literally as having weapons. You can, as being the message is a strong message. The message is what is that word? The message has strength behind it, right? The message is a solo message in a way, but it has, or a new message that has strength, has legs to it, has strength to it. It's something that isn't just hearsay. It's not something that's just going to pass by. It's something that is going to be enforced. Next card we get, the Hangman. Wait and see. There's a timing on this. It'll take a little bit of time. So this could be very well the police state, ICE, as it stands with hoods on, people knocking, a group of people knocking in uniform with hoods masked over their face, no ID, they don't show their eye, they have no identifying number, they have no body cameras, and they have no warrants. They just knock on your door day or night, and they just do the ninja thing, right? And this is something that a timing card. They're waiting to see. This is something that could very well be the threshold. Because immigration, today it's immigrants. Today it's the immigrants. Maybe tomorrow it's the homeless people. Maybe, and then after that, it could be the disabled people. It could be the elderly. It could be anyone who disagrees. It is a chain reaction. A chain reaction. Two of Swords. Two of Swords could very well speak the fact that the chain reaction, the Two of Swords, which they want to keep secret, the reason for turning United States into a police state, the freest country, the most outgoing country, the most, I'll say whatever I want, to like censoring. Be quiet, be very quiet, don't say a word. Could be that. This is very telling, isn't it? That timing, the Hangman, seeing how it goes, the Enforcer, the Six of Swords, and the Hermit. Gateway to police state? Definitely. Remember, the immigrants today, the homeless tomorrow, the disabled, the elderly, and then anyone who disagrees, no matter what their status is, who they are. You disagree, you go to, where do they want to put you? Warehouse the immigrants. First, it used to be retail stores. They were closed down because the retail stores, the people had no money to go out and do anything, and the goods weren't traveling. Freedom, trade. What happens when you don't trade? War. And then the Lovers. Ooh, it's kind of strange. The Lovers. The Lovers. The Lovers. I wasn't too sure about this one. The Lovers. That means what? Let's see, what does the Lovers have to do with? Maybe there are people that just want to what? They want to keep, they just love to have people in panic mode, don't be free. It's funny how the more technology we have, the more developments that are shown to the masses, the more that we're clamped in, and we have less and less freedom. It's like when the populations were kept in ignorance, we had much more freedom and we were much happier. But the more we are shown the true technologies that we have from World War II, World War I, probably the 18th century, and these mysterious out-of-place objects of past civilizations which are kept under wraps. And of course, Antarctica. The mysteries of Antarctica. There's so many mysteries that the more that we can keep the people from aspiring to know the knowledge from. Like even now we say you don't need to go to college in the Americas to learn a trade, when we should be learning 24/7 year after year. Because with all these developments, and especially planetary hellos, you know that they can't keep quiet anymore. They can't keep quiet. That's why they want to have all this agitation, because others from different planets, aliens, there are aliens. Oh, what did Obama say? Obama, what was he, the 45th president or something like that, or 44th? I forget. But anyway, he was a recent president. And he said, there are aliens. Yup, yup, there are aliens. Now, he didn't mean, people that weren't born in the United States, right? He didn't mean that. Like maybe he didn't mean that. He meant from different planets. There are from different planets. And you know the whole thing about Three Eye Atlas? Oh yes, they got quiet. They got that whole story got quiet from the public real fast. Epstein, 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 anything. And of course, we just have names. We have no action. We have no accountability. But we have all this like titty bits, titty bits, titty bits. But we are going in a place. Our country's messed up. We're messed up. Instead of taking care of our people, we're constantly ignoring. So when we have this situation here, who likes to see this country turned into a police state? And to what race? And I don't mean white, black, brown, yellow race. I mean, what race of intelligence is running this shit show? Because it is nasty. When you see people knocking on the door and you have high school students, high school 16, 17, 15, 14-year-old students out in the streets thinking this stinks. This stinks. Why do they say it stinks? Do you really, really think that they're going to have no job? They're going to have no this, no that, no this. They're going to be little tiny huts, little tiny apartments. What future are we bringing? What is that we're asking? What future do we have for the United States? Hello, how are you? Hi, Cher. What future? Thank you for the likes. And whom do we to believe that? Now remember, we all have spiritual energy. And this is what we're tapping into as the spiritual energy of you and I and everyone out there. And we must support each other. We must gain our thoughts together, send our love. Thank you. And like, hey, thumbs up. More likes our happiness. More likes gives us a feeling that we're not alone. But we are not alone, because humans are very strange and complex. Often we're like thought of, you don't belong here, you don't this, you don't that, because people are fearful of our joining together. Psychically, spiritually, we do have the power. And let's just get a little bit more. Let's just pick a few out of this deck, the thought deck. This one is speaking out. You know, who loves this stuff? Who loves? Who loves? Who loves? We going and sinking towards police state. Maybe people say, I want to go to Mars, I want to go to the moon. Well, we do know the moon is another topic all of its own, but the moon isn't just some empty crater that comes every 28 days. No, it's more than that. There's so much things that are more than that. And if we just can join ourselves, have confidence in ourselves, we can open up the gateways, the floods. And then we can awaken our latent Kundalini type abilities, Kundalini energy, our frequency level. Some societies, they reckon that we do have the chi, we do have the energy, we do have the flow. And others are fearful of us expressing our collectivity in that manner. They like to see us bark, squirm, and in a state of something else. And this, what is this? Swords. The 10 of Swords. Ooh. The 10 of Swords. Hello? The 10 of Swords. That is a strange type of lover. The lovers. Somebody enjoys a little masochism and sadism as well, because if you are totally human, you are also not totally unaffected by the situation that's involved. And then we have here the 4 of the 4 of the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Power. This Pentacles. Oh, it's all about the money and control. Look at this. The 10 of Swords, which is about ruin. It's about ruin. It's like, and then we have the power aspect. Power. Ooh, this is a strange type of lover, isn't it? Strange type of lover. Where is it all coming from? And then we have, what do we have? Happiness. Somebody has a weird type of happiness, right? The 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. Ooh, it sounds very ominous, doesn't it? Very strange. Somebody is like really trying to trash us. Really trying to trash us. And this is their obstacle. Ruin. Power grabs. And the lovers of decay. The lovers of decay. Some people have a perverted sense of happiness. And that's what we see, United States turning into a police state. We do know that things, as they start out, do not mean they end up that way. Immigration today, the homeless tomorrow, the disabled the day after, the seniors, the old people. And while we're doing this, we'll throw in anybody who disagrees. Well, think about it. Think about it. Think about it, everyone. Do we want to have anyone knocking on the door? And today ICE can't be everywhere, immigration and customs officers. Then let's just say the police have the way to go knock on their door, dress up in their blue jeans and jackets, put some stocking over their head, and just boom, 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 boom. Let me see your papers. Boom, 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 boom. Huh? Where are we going? Is this what this country was created to do? That's all the question we have to ask. Where are we going? And are we happy about this? Yes. Where are we going? Yes, remember, it's always a progression. The way things start, just like the way things start, is they always pick a topic, and then it just grows. It's like they're cooking a recipe for our life. It's not, but we're going in a funky place. Look at our cities. Look at the cities in the United States. Look at the homeless people living in tents, cardboard boxes. You don't even have the right to live decently. Where are the jobs? Look at the shelves, the grocery shelves, the stores. Where's the opportunity to advance yourself? And they're telling you don't go to college, don't pick a useless degree, a useless learning thing. They just want the data centers to keep this class of technocrats. Technocrats. And have a little digital girlfriend, boyfriend, lover, children, dog, cat, whatever, mouse. Smells. And who is directing this non-beautiful life that we are being chosen to exist, live in, and to be very afraid of everything? What is this? Yes. I'm going to leave this for a while, and you're welcome to comment. You're welcome to ponder this thought. The spirits are speaking that we should be alarmed. The spirits are saying that we have ruin, and it's a power grab, and some sadistic, masochistic individuals are very, very happy at this love fest of ruin and power. And that we don't talk about the paper trail. We don't talk about the evolution and where it could go, because we're not supposed to think. We're not supposed to think. We're just to be alone and listen to nothingness, because this is the way it's all coming down. This is the way it's all coming down. Well, think about it, everyone. And this reading is just to bring up your energy level, to bring up your thoughts, your powers, your psychic elements. Grow, grow. And if you care to contribute to the token, to the site, I appreciate it. Whatever, we're still going to keep going because there's a lot to cover. A lot to cover. Think about it, everyone. I'll be back. Hey, what?